I want to thank you for the honor of speaking to the Heritage Foundation today. I want you to know that since I was young in age, that I've always known about and looked to the fine members of this establishment, and I look to it as a beacon of wisdom and reason set to uphold the great biblical values that were set into place by the forefathers of this great nation. The Heritage Foundation continues to be a resource of sound solutions and perspectives that those with facts can cross-reference and even take to the bank, knowing that what is said is not only true, but is looking out for the interest of the entire country and beyond, both rich and poor, young and old, no matter the color of our skin or how much money we have or we will make. We all stand for equality and fairness, and those laws that were set into motion by the issuing of the Constitution of the United States. I'm here today not to speak as a politician, nor as someone from the right or the left side of the aisle. In fact, I have no agenda, other than to talk about how we in the faith-based community can have a louder voice, continue to see measured results, and work to improve what has become a very different America than the one that our grandparents once knew. I believe that we have already crossed a line or a tipping point. And in doing so, many of the silent majority are beginning to rise up and realize that it's time to do more, to speak out and to stand for true justice, for faith, and for family values. This is what has made us who we are today. And although we have veered off course, I believe that it's never too late to implement a course correction and change direction back to the path so clearly laid out by the Word of God. As a Christian leader, I tread careful in talking politics because I don't believe that being a Christian is defined by what political party we vote. What I want to champion today is to stand for the values that I believe and that we believe in our faith, and to best represent that lifestyle and how I live, how I support, how I vote, and how I spend my money. This year alone, we will see several major faith-based large studio productions that will hit the nationwide box office. This is just one area that we as believers can vote with our support. Sure, there are some that will argue over it if the film has depicted Noah correctly, or if Jesus really looked the way he does in the movie The Son of God. But why don't we look beyond that and send a message that we will spend our money to see films that are G-rated and to teach the stories of our faith? This is how more films like this will be made. They say that sex sells, but that's simply because people have supported it. But what if there's a surge of support for moral films that depict values and standards that we have been taught by those who really cared about us, and that the people that wanted to see us set up for true success in life, instead of violence being taught? Or, let's talk about teaching the stories and the parables that we learn from the Torah and the Bible. And what if we saw those same stories appearing in more multi-million-dollar high-budget films that will last and make an impression on our young people for years to come? Can we as a people see that vision and stand for the building blocks that will build this society and turn us back down the course that we once walked, and even greater? Could you imagine what would happen if the America of today would get rid of violent video games and TV shows and movies, or sexual innuendos? What if America would stop promoting sinful activities as cool and stand for marriage and justice, love and hope instead? This is what we still have to offer. But first, we must recognize that we have a problem and work together to find a solution. I don't think that anyone, Republican or Democrat, would enjoy seeing their own child in harm's way. Yet we as a nation have been reckless, allowing too much too fast, and having those young eyes see things that they shouldn't see. Then they grow up into troubled teens and later adults. It's our job to let the young people of today know how much they can achieve, but to also hold them accountable to high standards and goals, to reach higher and to know what they are capable of. Learning, studying, knowing how wide and broad the opportunities for their future are, and how much information is available out there. But also, we must let them know how competitive today's job market is. Let's face it, only those with a diligent work ethic and endurance can run this marathon. It's going to take hard work to remain competitive in the world. And so we have to produce young people that are set up for success and ready to take the steps needed to achieve greatness. We are no longer the next generation. No, today we are the generation, and we must be prepared to live within our means, to work hard, to have values, and to hold to the morals and values that we know in our faith, but most of all, to maintain our hope that's set into motion also by our faith. This, my friends, is how we will make it. And as Ronald Reagan put it, we will remain the shining city on the hill. America needs to wake up. Now is the time to prepare for our next move. We will listen to those whistleblowers sounding the trumpets now. Will we as the majority rise up and listen to the beat of today's drum? Will we find reachable solutions as one nation under God? Today, my friends, I challenge us all to be an American. For it's not what America can give us, but what we can do in making the biggest course correction this nation has ever seen. There is no better time, I believe, to be alive than now. For we face the greatest opportunity that any generation has faced in this nation before. Will we be the ones that go down in history for saving this nation by turning this big ship around? Or will we be known for wasting away the gift that we were given by our ancestors to be citizens of the United States of America? In this critical time in history, I believe it's time for the silent majority to change and become the vocal majority. That through us standing up, rising up, that we will become the most powerful force and movement that we as a people and a world have ever seen. That we will stand for what is right, what is true, and in doing so, we will offer true hope and change that we all need. Are we ready to do the hard work that it will take to accomplish this monumental task? For even though we may be in a tunnel right now, I believe the light at the end of the tunnel is peering through. So today I leave you with this. It's a word from my faith and from our Bible. And it says this: if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear them from heaven and I will heal their land. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.